We got it. Did we get it? That was weird.
This is the best thing ever. Thank you guys for coming.
God, people showed up. Oh my God.
I know, this is awesome. Yeah, so we should introduce ourselves.
Hello, my name is Bailey. I was the intern on Be More Chill.
Bailey truly made everything happen. She was like the most important person in the building. I'm Jennifer Ashley Tepper, one of the producers of Be More Chill.
I'm Gerard Canonico. I was in Be More Chill.
Hi, my name's Nicole Brennan, and I'm an illustrator and a longtime fan of Be More Chill.
Hi, I'm Dalenys. I'm a high school student, and I also make crafts, and I've loved Be More Chill since my sophomore year of high school, and now I'm a senior.
Hi, my name is Kris. I'm a cosplayer. And I've loved the show ever since, really, it started. It's been a journey. Yeah.
I'm Gwendolyn Nasta, and I'm a high school student and a Be More Chill fan. I've seen the show 12 times, and I'm really excited to be here.
All right, so we actually are going to start by playing a trivia game with you guys. Yeah. And how this is going to work is we're going to go down the line. We're each going to ask a question, and you guys just have to raise your hand. We're going to pick somebody from the audience. Whoever asked the question will pick the person.
Don't call out the answer.
Yeah, don't call out the answers. So
Please don't.
Yeah, so we'll pick somebody from the audience, whoever asked the question, and if they get it correct, they get a little prize. So.
Ooh.
Should I start?
That's okay. It's okay. Yeah.
Okay, great. First question, Jake misses play rehearsal because of a scheduling conflict. What other extracurricular did he have to attend that day?
Pick someone good, Bailey.
Do I
Got
pick the
some fans.
person?
You're going to pick.
You. Yes.
My trivia question is great because it's also a secret I had to keep for our whole run. Be More Chill transferred to the Lyceum Theater in 2019. What street is the real stage door of the Lyceum on? Ooh. I was just going to say over there in the Creeps shirt, which would have been a very stupid thing to say.
I wasn't going to make them easy.
Cool glasses on the end in the Creeps shirt. Do you see me pointing at you? Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Got it.
All right. Yeah, and everybody gets like a different gift, which is very cool, Nicole. So thank you for hooking that up. All right. Woo! Here we go. Be More Chill recorded a Broadway cast album in 2019. How many tracks does the Broadway cast recording have? That's hard. All right. I'm going to go right here. 18. You're close. Let's go over here to this side of the room over here. Yeah, let's go with you right here. Yeah. Very close. Oh my gosh. And I'm going to go over to this side of the room so I'm not neglecting anybody all the way on the far side. Very close also. You're pointing. You seem to know right here. Yeah, right there. 24. You are correct. That was very hard.
All right. Michael leaves Jeremy in the mall right before his squip is activated to buy a movie tie-in drink from Spencer's. What movie is this drink based off of?
That was my question.
You in the Michael hoodie. Yes. I need a title. Glasses. Yes.
Yeah, there you go. We vibing. We vibing that.
I'm gonna hold it. This one's similar. Michael buys Ecto Cooler at Spencer's in the Broadway production. What discounted soda does Michael discontinued? I can't read your handwriting. Discontinued soda does Michael buy in the original 2015 production? The person in blue in the back. No, you. You look behind. Yeah. No, in the blue, in the back. Yeah. The person in pink in the back, over in the middle. Yep. I want to picture from the back.
Do we see any Christines out here? Because if so, my question is about the dress.
All right. All right. All right. Be More Chill made its world premiere at Two River Theater in 2015. What New Jersey town is Two River Theater in? Yeah, over there. Yes. Yeah.
We love Red Bank.
Christine wears a green dress with a flower print on it during More Than Survive. What kind of flower is on Christine's dress? Oh, a lot of hands shot up. You in the Christine cosplay, right? Jumping up and down. You. Yep.
All right. Here we go. Next question. This one's a little hard, but I guess it's in press photos. In the original 2015 production, Chloe wears a shirt during the smartphone hour that features the logo of a New York sports team. What team? I saw that hand go up. The New York Mets is correct. That went up. You were like, I got it.
The only question about sports at Broadwaycon this weekend.
Yeah, that was a gamble, putting some sports at Broadwaycon, Nicole. It's good.
She got it. All right, we have two more. The music and lyrics for Be More Chill were written by Joe Iconis. How many years has Joe Iconis been hosting his annual Christmas extravaganza?
Ooh, that's pretty good. That's a good question.
Squip right there. No, I'm sorry. You in the bun. No. Black shirt? Yes.
Yeah.
Story of everyone.
Okay, final question.
Uh-oh.
Michael wears a red hoodie with a large design on the back. From what band's album cover is the design from? The little girl in the Jeremy concert. No.
No. Good guess, though.
Good guess.
Good guess.
Good guess.
Very good guess.
Yeah, right. Ooh. Fine.
Pick the mom.
The mom. Yes!
I wonder if you asked George that question, if he would even know the answer.
He absolutely. He was
to be
at the
perfectly honest. Yeah!
Jonathan Larson project with the Joy Division tote bag, though. So yeah.
That's true.
All right, so we're going to do a little Q&A with all of us next. And we're actually going to start. I have some online questions. I think there's only 3, and then we're going to ask from the crowd. So, what do I have here? All right, yeah, I have 3 questions from online. These are just for people that couldn't be here today.
George Salazar is very nice. Question number 1.
All right, the first question is actually for Gerard. Okay. Besides Be More Chill, what's your favorite show that you've been a part of?
Ooh, that's a good one. I think my favorite show that I've been a part of, that's really difficult. I think American Idiot, I would have to say. Yeah. Thanks, that's cool. Yeah, for those of you who don't know what that is, it's a Green Day album that was turned into a musical. And I got to work on it from like the workshops back in the day and develop it here and in California with the band. So that was very cool. I'm a super music nerd, and they were one of my favorite bands of all time. So that was like a very cool moment. And just watching that show happen every day, it was one of those shows, much like Be More Chill, where once it starts, you're sort of like, all right, here we go. I'm in it now. There's no turning back. So no matter how tired or whatever you were feeling, there was something about that show that made me feel like, you know, I can get through it because it was so great and so much fun to do, and I miss it, to be honest. Yeah.
Gerard was so amazing in that show, and you guys should all go home and YouTube their Thanksgiving Day performance because Gerard opened it, and he's so amazing. And it was crazy, but Joe used to live near where the Thanksgiving parade route was. He doesn't anymore. This is one of my favorite stories. And one night he was like, oh, I'm trying to write, and they're just like, this guy keeps singing this song from American Idiot outside my window. And, you know, we like joked about that for years. And then years later, when we like knew and loved and were friends with Gerard and worked with him on Be More Chill, I like watched that performance and was like, it was Gerard.
Some guy.
That's fantastic. Oh, my God. All right, the next one is for Jen and Gerard. What was your favorite or most memorable fan encounter?
Oh, wow. See, now we're on the spot. Yeah, I mean, hi. To speak on that, to be honest with you, it was like the whole thing about Be More Chill that was like the coolest for me was that I was able to see so much art from everyone, from you guys, from people that are not here, that I would never in a million years be able to create with my hands. I can't draw at all. And so I kept getting this amazing fan art all the time from different people, and Nicole did constantly and consistently draw me from different stages of the show, different stages of my life, and every time I got a new tattoo, she would detail it perfectly on the new drawing. And it blows my mind. And I've gotten a lot of tattoos in the past few years, so she's really been keeping up. This has been a very memorable connection, actually. And it's very cool. Yeah, I appreciate you.
You guys all know this in this room, but obviously our road to Broadway and off-Broadway was very unique. And the fact that we did Be More Chill in New Jersey for a month in 2015, it was the best experience, but it did die there, and nothing was happening with it until people in this room and people around the world really made it happen again. That leading to off-Broadway and then Broadway is just like unprecedented in theater history. And the fact that, our first preview at the Signature, which was the first time anyone ever saw a professional production of Be More Chill, between the closing in 2015 when we were all so sad that this thing was never going to happen again, and the thing that happened that changed everyone's lives. I just remember looking at the audience during the first preview and being like, this is real, and all these people in the audience made it happen. But my second favorite fan experience was there was one night at the Signature where Joe was running late, and so he just walked into the theater late and got entrance applause, and the whole audience started clapping, and I was just like, oh, I'm best friends with Stephen Sondheim. This is the best moment of my life.
Gotta get it word perfect.
Yeah. Thank you. For Gerard.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm assuming they asked this because you're from New Jersey.
Yeah, I sure am.
Woo! We love New Jersey.
Come on, Jersey, fist pumping. She starts fist pumping.
Yes.
That was great.
Okay. Taylor ham or pork roll?
Ooh.
There's one correct answer.
Guys, I gotta tell you. My mom would not be proud of me for saying this, but it is in fact Taylor ham. And my mom always calls it pork roll. I mean, it works either way, to be honest with you. It depends on where you're from.
But
I believe it's Taylor ham.
Yes! Yes!
And my mother believes it's pork roll, so there you go. It's the internal battle in the Canonico household.
You are right.
Thank you. That was really intimidating and scary.
There's a group chat feud. I'm the only one from North Jersey. 1, 2, 3, 4. Literally, they're like 1, 2, 3, 4. All of them South Jersey. They're all yelling at me. It's pork roll. Like, no, it's not.
See, I'm in a weird. I'm in
It's
Central.
Taylor ham.
I'm in what people believe that doesn't exist. Central Jersey. They believe that doesn't exist, but it does exist. I'm from there.
It is Taylor ham, Nicole.
This is the thing that's gonna break our friendship.
What? Yeah. Yeah.
Should
okay.
we? Wow.
Yes.
Come on, New Jersey. More specifically, anybody here from Monmouth County, New Jersey? Yeah. I saw Red Bank. We got a few over here. Awesome. Wonderful. There you go. How's it doing these days? I haven't been there. Still there? Very good.
Someone's saying bad.
Bad?
Bad.
She says no, that's ocean. Sorry for all these New Jersey jokes. I wasn't preparing stand-up, I promise. Do you want to open this up to y'all?
All right, so we're going to start asking from the audience. If you guys have any questions, just say who you want to ask and what you want to ask. Black shirt over there.
I did not dye the streak in my hair. I thought about dyeing the streak in my hair, but we used 3 different attachments that all layered on top of each other. So it was like 3 clips, 3 clips, 3 clips every single day. But it's much easier than dyeing your hair. It's a much better option. And they stayed in. I was like, I don't know about these clips. I do a lot of dancing, and they're like, you'll be fine, trust me. And I was fine.
Red is so hard to get out of your hair. Oh my gosh.
Red is hard to get out of your hair, for sure.
It is.
The expert cosplayer would know. Yeah.
Green.
Yeah.
Green and red. Oh, jeez.
Aw. Thank you, man. Love that song. Yeah.
But then this is a question for everyone on the board. What do you see the characters doing with their future?
Ooh, that's a good question.
That's difficult.
I'm going to throw it at Bailey.
Oh no, this is so much pressure. I don't know. Well, Brooke is my favorite character, so we'll speak to her first. I feel like Brooke, I have the sweater, which I bought before it was in the show. Just saying. At American Eagle in Times Square. Anyway, I feel like Brooke goes to college and meets someone and gets married and has lots of kids. I've thought about that one. Beyond that, I don't know.
I feel like Christine eventually becomes a drama teacher, and she, yeah. And I think she ends up dating a lot of musicians. I don't know.
Would probably be a what's the word for a
I think that Rich. It's hard for Rich, okay, guys? He missed half of the year of school because he burned himself. He was taken over by a pill for most of his time in high school, so there was really no clear trajectory for his life. But what I do believe happened is that Brooke and Rich find each other after all of the issues, and they help each other. I know. Everyone wants a Michael romance, but we realized it would never work between Michael and Rich. It just would never work. However, George Salazar is one of my nearest and dearest friends, so Gerard and George are still very close. But I think Rich and Michael helps Rich understand more about himself, much like the entire experience. So I think he comes out as a much better person on the other side. But Lauren and I like to believe that there was always a thing between Brooke and Rich. And so at the end of it, we were finally like, that was crazy. Should we do this thing? So that's sort of that's all I got. Yeah. What do you think?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, God. I don't even know what character to go with. Oh no. Oh.
Michael.
What Michael does? I think Michael, I don't think, like, after he graduates high school, I don't think he goes away to college right away. I think he maybe goes to, like, a community college, just tries to figure himself out more. He makes some other friends there. He and Jeremy stay in touch. But... But yeah, I think Michael's just kind of like a go-with-the-flow kind of character, so he doesn't really try to overthink his future much, which I think there's a lot to be said about that. I'm trying to do that more with my own life, so don't overthink everything. But yeah, I think he just takes it day by day, and yeah, I think that's what's going on with Michael.
He also, like, I think in terms of the kids in the show, like where you meet us, he's probably the one you meet that, like, he feels probably the most grounded in who he is, as opposed to every other character sort of really looking to be something that they're not. Michael is perfectly actually fine where he is, so which also helps you, you know, in that time sort of figure it out. So yeah, I'm sure the stress levels of becoming an adult were a little bit easier for him because he's like, all y'all were messing around with that crazy stuff, and now I was good.
We talked about this a lot during rehearsal, but Joe Trace and Joe Iconis loved the list that ended up online of all the ships. You know, all those ship names, because I think that they both feel pretty passionately that any of these things could be true, and like choose your own adventure. And if you do Be More Chill, it could end this way for the characters or that way. What's on the page and what's in the script is the show, but as far as what happens off stage, like there are limitless possibilities. Maybe Chloe and Madeline end up together. Like who knows what happens?
I feel like I see Chloe moving to New York and going to Broadway. She just has that kind of vibe to me.
Yeah, you wouldn't be wrong.
See, I'm a Michael guy myself, so I'm going to kind of play off you, Nicole. So I think he'd probably go, as I said, like to community college and things like that. But for Michael's future, I can see him definitely doing like sound mixing and like DJing and being really, really passionate about his music, because that's one thing that, you know, just keeps you kind of vibing, you know? Like, I mean, that's what I think that he would definitely do in the future.
Do I want to say? Wait, I'm just gonna. Yeah. I'm gonna say. Oh my God. I've got nothing for Jeremy. Fine. No, I'm gonna make it all sad. Jake's house just burned down, so he was like homeless. I mean, after that, like, what'd he do? His parents are gone. He's homeless. I mean, maybe he had enough money so he could still go to college, but like. Move in with Michael. Yeah, maybe he.
Move in with Michael.
I mean, I get the vibe that he was like 18 at that point. Maybe. I mean, no, because he was a junior. Whatever. Foster child 1 year, then goes to college. I said it would be sad. Okay.
Did you get to see Britney Smith in the jukebox at Broadwaycon last night?
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
I saw videos.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
He was great.
Tired. Want to do another question?
I would love to pick someone. Yeah, let's see. You've been raising your hand for quite some time. Hi. Yes, I sure am.
I think in any great musical, I'm serious, but I think any character that has, you know, negative aspects also has positive ones, and the fact that the script is such an interesting character because you can see the objectives and the reasons that the script is not. I keep saying the script without gender because I really hope we get a female script in some future production of Be More Chill. Yeah. I think it'll happen. But yeah, no, I think that there's no real answer to that because just like any great story, there's not just like a straight up villain, you know?
Yeah, like
I think I forget what I was watching recently. It was some documentary or something. They were talking about creating characters that could be seen as villainous and things like that. But what you realize is everyone has their own agenda. The Squip isn't human, but he makes a lot of errors which humans do make. And what they were very careful with and trying to be very careful with when we were making the show was making Jason Tam learn as he goes, because that's what technology does. Like, I mean, we talk about a TV show or a brand of clothing, and suddenly we're seeing an ad for it on our cell phone. And it's sort of the same idea. The squip is like, I was here for this one thing, and now I've learned I can be capable of so much more, so why aren't you with me? Which is a very interesting way of looking at it instead of like, I'm going to take over the world, you know? because his agenda, I'm sure, isn't, world domination for evil and fire. He thinks that this is what you should be doing in order to maintain the correct way of living, I guess. So, yeah, that's what I think.
And the opposite of that, like, Jeremy's not an entirely good character either. He does some very questionable things throughout the course of the show. So, yeah, there's no one's entirely a villain and no one's entirely a hero.
Yeah. To put it simply, I think he is the antagonist, not the villain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I pick somebody? Oh, yeah. Get over here. The rich, I think it's a rich guy. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh.
There's no set concrete answer for you, to be perfectly honest, because I've always done rock singing my whole life, so it's like my voice I think just knows how to do it, which is great. But I can't. It's not every time. It's not like I would wake up and I'd be fresh as a daisy. I would have to definitely do a little bit more work on the mornings I would wake up after singing for 3+ hours after a musical. But I don't really know. It's just conditioning, too. I've been doing this professionally now for 22 years, and so when you're using... Thank you. Thanks. But, like any muscle that you're using all the time, it gets stronger and stronger the more you use it, so I try to exercise it every day. And I'm a pretty vocal person, so if my voice doesn't get tired from the amount of times I talk during the day, I challenge it to get tired when I sing the Squip song, you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. I'm a freak of nature, I guess. It's weird.
I don't know if you guys know this. Another fun trivia fact is both Gerard and Jason Tam played Gavroche in Les Mis in the original run on Broadway as kids.
We sure did. All right, let's do someone from the middle group. Yeah. Hi.
Love it.
That's a tough question.
What are you looking at? You're on both.
You're trying to start fights.
Sorry, tell me the second part again. Okay, cool. So the crazy thing about the cast album is the original cast album, so our amazing orchestrator, our music supervisor, Charlie Rosen, took the original cast album and did all this magic to it that, no one could possibly understand musically. And so when we were recreating the show, we were like, oh, we have to recreate live the thing that he did on that album, and then recreating it again for the Broadway cast album. And that's why Be More Chill doesn't sound like anything else, because of that kind of magic. Gosh, picking a favorite. I really want to actually answer your question and not cop out. God, I will say there are parts of both. Honestly, there are parts of both that I think I like more. But time is going to go by, and that's all going to change. And that's the magic of cast albums. They exist forever, and you get to have different favorites throughout time. I copped out. But thank you for coming to Broadway Time Machine.
Good answer.
I'll add that... When for me personally, Gerard, listening to the Broadway cast album, I always get nervous, even though it's not going to change, because when I recorded it, I had no voice. I had a pretty bad vocal damage. So the day I was supposed to sing the Squip song for the recording was the day before we were doing ensemble vocals. I actually had to call out of my vocal recording for the solo stuff, and I said I'll try and do it the next day. So I pretty much just got a bunch of medicine, went to the doctor, got a bunch of stuff done, went in and recorded all day long. So for me, it was a lot of paranoia of hitting the notes and a lot of making it sound good instead of just living in the moment. So I think my memory of the off-Broadway is better, but there's definitely aspects of both that are true to what the show was, is, and has become. So I love that. And my favorite character besides Rich is Brooke, because she makes me laugh, and Lauren Marcus makes me laugh, and the character is so endless with what you can do with it, which is another reason I really loved Rich. Yeah.
Which song on which cast recording is your favorite?
That's a great question too. I also was gonna say, so my favorite musical is Merrily We Roll Along, and Merrily We Roll Along's cast album, which
Me
is the
too.
reason it had a whole future life, in a slightly similar way to Be More Chill and lived on in the way it has, is it was recorded the day after they closed after 16 performances, and their cast was also super young, and everyone talks about how recording that album, they all were like, this is our one chance to show the world what this show was and what it like could have been. And I feel like that's on the Be More Chill Red Bank recording as well. Like you can feel that the same way. Favorite song?
Favorite song on the new one or on the old one or?
Favorite song and which cast recording it's on.
Oh wow. Oh geez, that's hard. You know what? I have it. I really like Halloween from the Two River album, especially for the bass line in the final chorus, because Amanda, our bassist from Two River Theater, was playing this nasty bass line. And every time I hear it in the album, I get really hyped. And it's since, because I guess the musicians all work together, I think, Charlie orchestrated it, but then there's some fluidity within the playing, so I'm pretty sure she came up with a lot of those funky movements that then got put into the score, which is really cool. So, like, the whole piece has been developmental, which has been pretty fun. But, yeah.
I like Pitiful Children from both albums, and I'm obsessed with like how it's different. But that was always my favorite before the Broadway cast album came out. Was Pitiful Children is my favorite song in the show.
I also have to give a shout out to my secret favorite song. I'm going to cheat at this answer again. The whole time Be More Chill was being developed, I was obsessed with this song Level Up, which was, it was the original two-player game. Like, it was where that song was. And it was Lauren Marcus and my favorite song. And this is really weird, but at Hale and Hardy, when you check out, there's like a little thing if you want to point for your salad that's like Level Up. And every time we would get a salad, we'd be like, it's our favorite song. So stupid. But when Joe was like, I'm going to write a new song for that spot, and I want to do some other stuff in that song that Level Up isn't doing, we were like, that's so stupid. Why is he going to write a new song? The whole point of this being, I don't know if anyone's able to come, but George and Joe are actually going to do two-player game at 54 Below again. And it's like my secret mission. I'm truly telling my secret mission to a room full of all of you before I tell them to get them to do Level Up. So maybe they'll like do some Level Up.
Yeah. I actually have a question for Gerard. I actually have a question for you.
Yeah, ask away.
So it was actually a big surprise to a lot of us when Sync Up came out, because that was, and also Loser Geek, whatever. Yeah. So what do you think about Sync Up? Like, what's your thing?
In general?
Yeah.
I really liked Sync Up. I thought it was a part of the show. We reached a point in the show every time we were rehearsing it before that song existed, I think, where we needed something like that. We needed the Squip. We needed to see the Squip and Jeremy take him through his day, and you meet everybody in these little snippets. And we found doing that with Sync Up was cool. Another fun thing was like learning all the new choreo. Yeah. So going from off Broadway to Broadway, or right? We added that on Broadway or off Broadway or. Whenever we learned it, it was like, thank God this is new, because I know all this old stuff. It was almost like reviewing, and then it was another chance for my brain to sort of turn on and learn something new. I liked it. Loser Geek, however, was always a challenge. It was literally always a challenge, because Will Rowland is the only person that song was written for. Mm-hmm. And if anyone knows Will Rowland's voice, he has a very high voice.
Yeah.
And it's not even that the song is super high. It's that because where his voice sits, for any of you singers who understand this, it's like it sits at a different place than my voice does. So the notes he hits in the song are not natural for me to like go through. So once again, it's like another thing where it's like you have to act, you have to tell the story, and I also have to not sound like crap on this song that wasn't written for me. So that was the biggest challenge with that tune. Sync Up, it felt like we could all sort of take ownership.
That one was your
favorite?
favorite?
What do you think of Sync Up?
I liked it.
Yeah?
I freaking love the dance. I love everything in it. Oh,
yeah.
It's great.
It was fun to do the little handshake too and have another moment with Jeremy. And
I love the dance. It's freaking
cool.
awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
Another audience question?
Yeah.
You can't do the dance. Someone else want to pick?
Yeah.
What
do you think?
Who wants to do it?
What? Can we hear it?
Yeah, can we hear it?
Yeah, can we hear your backup?
Yeah.
Your background first? He's almost getting fired a lot, this poor squid. I think he would too. The all-powerful, almighty Jason Tam. Back here, yeah, all the way in back. What's up? Congratulations!
Great!
Right on.
That's amazing.
Absolutely. I think going into any performance weekend is nerve-wracking, it's intimidating, it's exciting, it's all the things, and it's probably not going to feel like real until right beforehand. So the amount of things you can do leading up to it that you really love to do that keep you grounded and keep you feeling most with yourself, I would suggest. And if there's anything you're feeling unsure about, take the time now. Now's the time to go over it and make sure you feel 100% confident, because once Places is called and the lights go up, it's all on you to tell the story, and you don't want to be the one person there that doesn't really know what they're doing, and you don't want to be that person on stage that doesn't feel comfortable. So, I guess take all the time now and also have a great time. I'm sure it's going to be awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
break a leg.
Oh.
Yes.
Whereabouts in Baruch is it? Awesome. Great.
Thank you for doing Be More Chill. Did anyone see the Star to Be contest earlier? Okay, never mind. So I judged the Broadwaycon Star to Be contest earlier, and as we were walking off, the competitor who sang Dead Mom from Beetlejuice, who was amazing, told me that she's playing Christine in Be More Chill. So it's like, if anyone saw that, I just go see all the productions.
Yes. All right. Go for it. The gray hoodie right there.
This is for Gerard. What's your favorite song other than the Swift song to perform?
I really, let's see, that's hard. These are hard questions, guys. I originally really used to love doing Halloween, but I gotta be real with you. That song is very hard to do. It used to be a lot more dancing too, if you can believe it. It used to be a lot of just all right, everyone else leaves the stage and Rich is just gonna dance a lot more. It's like, what? Why?
Off Broadway was insane.
Off Broadway, it was doing the worm and stuff. I don't know. I was like, I can't sustain this at all. I do really love doing the opening number, though. Once we get to the final, the Oz, when everybody comes in after Jeremy's moment alone, it feels very, it's like the one time right during the show where everyone is together and can sort of make eye contact and be happy. Because the rest of the time we're all running around with our own agenda and stuff. So it's sort of that whole coming together. We're all here. We're all doing it. I really love that. Awesome. Yeah. Let's see. We got some right here.
So my question is for those of you who are not involved in the show. If you were to play any character, any gender, what would you do?
Nice.
Oh, I can answer right immediately, Michael. It's my absolute dream role. I've been wanting to play him ever since, oh my gosh, yeah. I've always related to Michael. I've always, just had this really big connection with George and the way he performs Michael and stuff, so yeah, it would be Michael.
I feel like I would love to perform Chloe. I feel like that would be fun. I love her costumes. This is very clearly evident. And I think she's just such a powerful character.
Mr. Reyes, because he doesn't really sing or dance or do much. So, you know what?
Yeah, but I will say he costume changes all the time.
I can do that.
All right,
That's
good.
the easy part.
From Mr. Reyes,
That dude was
the
wearing
bus
4
driver.
pairs of socks, 5 pairs of underwear. It was crazy, yeah.
The bus driver to Mr. Reyes, that really quick one.
They had another character that Jason... that they were going to try and make Jason do for our opening. So the opening number, he played Mr. Reyes, and he played a bus driver, and he played another teacher in the school. And they wanted to add a 4th character, which was a lunch lady with a
Have George play the lunch
with a
lady.
gigantic plate of peas that were up to here. And the quick change was 5 seconds. There was no way he was making this change. And the whole time he was I don't know. He was sweating it so hard. I was like, bro, just try it. just try it. And when it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But what's crazy is they didn't get rid of it. The peas were there the entire run, just on top of the prop shelf, sitting there. I was like, so we're never going to take those off, huh? They're just going to be there, even though it's cut. But yeah, so just letting you know, it's hard. It's a hard gig.
All right.
Not that anyone's ever seen or made a Be More Chill bootleg at all, but but there might be like one. Wasn't there one performance where the lunch lady was in, or two? One?
Did he make it?
I watched it. I watched it happen with an audience, but it was possible that it's invited dress. I mean, it was wild, so maybe there's a video somewhere.
No, it's wild.
All right. I'm not a performer by any means, and my favorite character is Rich, but I feel like I would pull off Jeremy the best. Yeah. I don't know.
I love Jeremy.
Nicole.
Should we do one more question? Because it's already 5:01.
Are we finishing in 5:15?
Oh, yes, we are.
Yeah,
Haha.
We got time. We
Yeah.
got time.
Yeah, we're good.
Blue in the back.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
What's your name? Margot? Let's sing happy birthday to Margot.
Come on.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Margot. Happy birthday to you.
You can still ask your question.
Oh, boy. I've gotten some really great gifts, to be honest. It's hard to choose just one. Like I said, I don't want to just, give it all to Nicole, but she truly has given me some of the coolest and most meaningful pictures and imagery, not just from the show, but she also, draws my dog. And I got a really great a knitted dog thing today that I can't wait to put up in my house. And there's these personalized items are always the ones that I really love, the ones that it seems like you really took your time and you wanted to give it to me, and it means so much for that interaction to happen. And so for me that means the world, that you would take your time to give me something and make me something. It's really difficult to choose just one. I had something that a friend gave me though, which was, because my squip as Gerard is Robert Downey Jr. And so for my opening night, I had a friend give me an entire cardboard cutout of Robert Downey Jr. And it lived in my dressing room the entire run behind my door and scared me and everyone who came in every day. So you should pick someone.
Okay. In the blue. Yes. Yep.
Was it when the Mountain Dew bottle fell off the stage?
Oh my god.
I remember that.
I remember that too, yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
During the play, the red Mountain Dew bottle rolled off
right
the front of the stage.
Yeah.
There's just so many.
I remember one that happened with George.
There's just so many.
Remember what happened with George? George slipped.
The best mishap to happen on stage. Well, actually, there was one with the Mountain Dew bottle and the Broadway run. Britton somehow had a different Mountain Dew bottle than he usually does or something, and he's supposed to pour, the Mountain Dew out into the sink or something, and for some reason the Mountain Dew went all over the stage. Because it wasn't the fixed bottle, it was the bottle that actually pours. And so he was like, and then it was just Mountain Dew stage right. And so what they do in that situation is, in the quick blackout, our guy, stage right, our crew guy, will take a mop and he'll run out on stage and do that. And then there's a hospital bed coming in behind him, so if he's not timing it perfectly, it could go terribly wrong.
Oh my god.
Well, when you were playing Jeremy and your mic.
Oh yeah! Oh my god! I remember that.
Yeah, he sweat out his mic, and then Scary Stockboy came on stage with a sprayer and was spraying him down on stage, and it was very funny because you weren't expecting it, and he just started spraying your face. Yeah.
And wasn't it? It's like condensed air in a can.
Yeah.
So basically, it's condensed air in a can that they use to blow you out if you become muffled, and usually if you go off stage, they do it. But Jeremy doesn't leave the stage. And so I had no idea. I knew I was sweating during two-player game. It was like... and so that wasn't awesome. I knew that was happening, and I was getting frustrated. And then Sweet Tooth... Was it Sweet Tooth or Joel? Joel. It was Joel. Joel comes out, and Joel's different from Sweet Tooth already. So, like, I'm preparing for his timing. I don't know what he's going to do. His hand in his jacket. And I just thought it was a choice, you know, and then he, like, pulled it out. He made sure I saw it, so I knew he was about to do it, and then he just went for it. And instead of doing it once, he did it, like, 8 to 10 times. Because the sound people were like, he's going to pull away, just keep doing it. He's gonna fight you. So yeah, because in what situation would Jeremy just let this stranger blow air on his face? But I also knew I had to, so I was like, oh, don't do it. Stop.
This is not a blooper exactly, but there were 2 previews that probably some of you saw where Will, Roland, and Lauren Marcus basically were like making out for 2 minutes in the background. So basically what happened is you guys, many of you have probably been in your musicals and like, you know, it's like crazy and you're working up until the last minute. And we were in rehearsal before a preview when we were just like working on some stuff with the end of Act 1. And Stephen Brackett, our wonderful director, was like, well, Lauren and Will just freeze in a lip lock. Just try freezing in a lip lock. Great, end of day, rehearsal, everybody go get dinner. And everyone was like, what? And Will and Lauren were both like, I don't know if he realizes that it's going to be like 2 minutes that we're, and you know, we're all good friends. It's all in good fun. But it was amazing to watch the show with the 2 of them just like frozen, lips locked for 2 previews, and then it was gone. There's a Britain line flub that I'm trying so hard to remember that was so funny. Do you know what? I wish I knew. Anyway, we'll think of it. There were a few.
Oh, she's had her hand up for a while.
Which one?
In the class?
Which? What are you talking about?
Over there, yeah, you.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, her. Oh, okay, yeah. Then you.
We're here.
We're good. I have.
No.
Wait, what is it called? What is it called again?
Yeah.
It's a dating sim.
Oh, yeah, it's the dating sim, yeah. Yeah.
This is a
The
thing. that
video
exists.
game, she says.
Ooh, yeah.
Let's see. My thoughts on it are I'm very excited. I don't have any, I haven't really seen much from it. They're keeping their footage on lock and key. I watched some of the press day stuff and it looks exciting. It's definitely strange to like see other people doing the show in a professional setting, but it's not so strange because people have done the show and people have already taken ownership of these characters outside of us, and I think that's like kind of the best thing about the show, right? It's like you guys are all here, we're all dressed up in our favorite like characters' outfits, and that show, it's like the same thing. I love seeing that happen, so I'm really stoked. I hope I can see it. I don't know. We'll see if I have the time or the money to get to London. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it's great.
The cast is amazing.
Yes.
They're
Yes.
so talented.
100%.
You reminded me with the video game. Did anyone figure out on the Be More Chill website, I don't know if this is still the case, that if you did the up, up, down, down, left, right, the thing,
Wait,
gingivitis would walk by?
Are you serious?
Yes.
What?
Our ad team did that. Our ad team on Be More Chill was amazing, and they created that.
God, I didn't know
The
that.
London production is going to be great. I haven't seen anything either, but I'm going to go over for opening and for all of that. I'm so excited to meet these British people who are wearing berets and doing our show.
So many berets.
The accents make it hilarious. Yup, 2 of the.
Oh yeah, 2 of the 6 cast members. That's right.
It's insane. The cast is so talented.
Very talented.
She must. Yeah. 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 Ask away. Yes.
I cosplay Carl. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, so many. Oh my god.
You guys, I can't share like the funniest moment. I can share like 1 or 2 though that were really great. Some of the Sometimes we like to do accents to each other in the mall. And I don't know if anybody knows, like in the mall sequence in Be More Chill, we're all playing different characters than we are. And I'm playing a character, before he was in the show, Troy Iwata, my character's name was Troy. And so randomly we cast a swing named Troy, and I was like, that's weird. And so it was Troy and Carl was basically this rich man who found my character in the mall and wanted to buy me stuff. And that is the extent of our relationship. And so once that got tired, we just figured out more ways to amuse ourselves. We talked in high-pitched voices a lot of times. I would talk to him really fast in a language that wasn't real. And so we would do that. But I think my favorite, which is bad because he got hurt, but he got injured off in Two River Theater during that part. He hurt his foot during one of the parts leading up to us meeting in the mall. And I didn't know. I was doing my own show. And he came on stage, and he came up to me. He's like, oh, I'm really hurting. I was like, oh, yeah, baby, are you hurting? Playing along. Oh, my God. And he was like, no, I'm actually in so much pain. I think I messed up my ankle. And so we had to do that little scene. He's, limping around. And he has to, leave the stage. And I feel so bad and so helpless because I'm laughing on stage during this. Poor Will Connolly, playing Jeremy at the time, is trying to keep it together while we're just terrible, such a slob. And then we leave the stage, and George is laid out on the ground. And he was fine eventually, but we talk about that moment all the time because I was like, oh, yeah, are you hurting, babe? Oh. So unhelpful.
We have time for one more question, and then we have a little surprise for you guys.
I want to take over the question, but I'm just really curious, really fast. Who saw an understudy go on and Be More Chill? Yeah. Woo! I love that. Just really fast, one of my favorite things about our whole show is the fact that the understudies actually played different mall characters and different smartphone hour characters. I just wanted to give a shout out to that.
That is cool.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
One more question.
All right, I'm going to go with you in the front because I picked you before.
Is there anything that was workshopped during the original Two River production that got cut out that was really interesting?
Oh. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Remembering that. No, you go.
Other than Level Up, there was the subplot about Beanie Babies that appears in the book for a while.
I almost forgot about that subplot. God. Oh, my gosh. I got to be honest with you. Remembering the Two River Theater production is a challenge at this point in time. I'm not even going to lie to you because I think even just my idea of who Rich was so different at that time, you know. I think I actually am going to miss, though, and it's the same scene. It's the hospital scene, but I really liked how my cast was in Two River Theater because I had one arm up and one arm was so when he's and I'm sup? It was just a funnier imagery for me, but, what can you do? Things change.
There's also the original Pants song was called the No Pants song, and the lyric was, no pants is pants enough for me, which I think you can see on YouTube in the post-show hang. We did it, I think, one night.
All right, well, that's about all we have for questions, but we do have one more surprise for you guys. I actually made a print just for this panel. They're first come, first serve. If you want to come up and grab one. Nope, sit down. I'm not done. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That was incredible to
Y'all
watch.
tried to zoom.
It's like parting the Red Sea. But my friend, she's sitting over there from Pops on Stage over on Instagram. She also brought in some Be More Chill keychains for you guys if you guys want to grab one as well. They are limited quantity. If you want to grab one of those as well, please be civil when you come up and grab them. Thank you guys for coming, though.
Thank you, guys.